Good morning. Just a quick update. I did finally get my 245s that are non-movable, and this top one is screwed in. This one needs to adjust up a little bit and screw it down. My telescoping stack here is actually working, but I had an issue. The two 1-footers I bought were actually 10 inches. So I had to use half of the first one. So I got this whole centerpiece right here will slide this way. But when it slides all the way down, you got about 2 inches or 3 inches of room to take the thing apart if you go traveling. It's not perfectly plumb yet, but it's going to work. I'm finally to the point where I think I have the right parts, and that's going to be officially done. My wonderful cart, which I actually love, I really wish it worked. It's the right height, it's the right size, but it's bent already. So those are going back, and I'm getting something that looks quite awful, but it's going to be sturdy enough to hold wet lumber, which is what I have. Today I had an awakening in the shower as the pump was struggling a little bit. It's going to be below 30 for the next week in the morning. Today didn't get under 32, but it was cold. So I have to figure out a way to insulate that hose. And then I'm also going to take out the check valve, which now I don't need, even though it was a real pain to put the new one in because it was one size too big. But I no longer have the discharge of the trailer on that line, so I can take the check valve out and reduce any back pressure whatsoever. The water line is insulated up there at the tank, and it's underground. I insulated it up the posts, but it's not insulated on the hose, and that's going to freeze probably tomorrow morning. So that has made it to the top of the priority list. If I have some energy left, I got the struts for my green tank, which just by guesstimating, I hope that's the right pressure range, but they are somewhat adjustable too. And that would be nice to get that in to make it easy to open the tank. This I got, and that's the new emergency breakaway switch for the trailer, which I think it probably might have been me stepped on the one that's there now, but you don't want that going off accidentally, and if you need it, you definitely need it. So I got that. Also got some letters for a mailbox out front, which is a project that moved down the priority list. Alright, caught up for today. I'll keep you informed. We can definitely fast forward through this, but I'm hoping this goes fairly smoothly because they sent one of those really thin wrenches to get the wheels on. I'm really hoping it'll still fit in the box. So fast forward. Just a note on that log holder. On the return, if you guys return to Amazon, everybody has. But the easier it is to return, no box, no label, no instructions, just send this stuff back. This is not going to make it back. They're going to throw it away when they get it. And the other point is, yeah, I mean, it was only, what, 58 for both of them? But why not just a little bit more structural integrity, and that thing would have been perfect. It's the right size. And I looked today, and everything is pretty much junk. So I'm getting kind of a dolly type, which isn't going to look very good, but it looks like it'll hold that much wood anyway. Alright, enough of that. Alright, it's looking like it's going to produce a little solar power today, maybe. Just like most places, when it's clear in winter, it's cold. Looks like the bonfire's barely still smoldering a little bit. But I wanted to finish this story. This was the inner piece of my original telescoping tube. And I had to, you know, because I was only using the outer before, unadjustable. And then I was going to return it. So I put the inner inside the outer. And it was a tight fit because there was creosote built up in there. But anyway, when I started unpacking and measuring my new system and realized it's 2 inches too short, came to the conclusion I needed one of these pieces, the outer piece. So I was trying to pull the inner one out, and it was fairly tight and it was hard to grab. And I had a brilliant idea. I had a 2x4 in there. I'll just tap this corner with the 2x4. And sure enough, I thought it was coming out, but all I was doing was driving the 2x4. I drove it down, well, at least to there. So from there up to here, it was a wedge holding that in place. And I spent the next hour getting it out of there. So that didn't work out too well. Anyway, that finishes that story. Alright, just a quick fast forward day. This was the high priority, and I think I didn't get enough, but fast forward. Alright, I had some left over, but I thought it was more than that. Well, I think I set the record for breaking RV check valves. I've broken 2 in 2 weeks. On purpose. Alright, now for the test. To see if, before I had no running water with the pump off, if I get some water, that means I've improved it. If I get no water, I don't know what that means. Pump off. Shoes off. Would you looky there? I have less restriction. Well, that's not good. Alright, next project. This one I'm kind of looking forward to. For one, to see if these little pistons can hold this lid or not. Actually, if it just helps it up, it would be great. If it holds it up, it would be perfect. If I have to lock it down, that might not be that bad, but these are semi-adjustable, but I don't want to move these hinges around if at all possible. All right. All right. There's EC, AC, CB, and BD to be concerned about. And you can follow all these instructions. These are the adjustments if it's too strong or too light. But I'm focusing in here. I have a 15-inch strut. 90 degrees would be nice. It says upper mounting point 5 inches, lower mounting 14.1. So I'm assuming from the corner, the top one goes 5 inches, and the bottom one should be around 14. Let's see if that's close. Oh. All right, putting it to bed, but I have a feeling they should have gotten the higher up struts. I'm not going to count the holes again. And it's, for me, it's still two-handed to get it up, but that's the best part. It just stays up right there, and it should handle a little bit of wind. All right, we're officially done with this one. What's next? All right, well, that was fun, but it's done. One last thing. It's almost 5 o'clock. I did get my humidity or moisture detector. So I wanted to, I have not checked that pallet or that bag of what I got. But this is the stuff inside. It's 17. It's 17. Ooh, 12. 12. 12. 14, 15. Red is bad. It looks good. 13. Ooh, low. That's a good one. Let's see what these things are out here. These have not been rained on. $17, $19, $16, $16 or $22. That's my problem. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.